There are a lot of custom things that you can build as well. For example, if you want to build let's say a curved grill island, you can also do that with the retaining wall tool. So we'll connect on that, and we'll start to draw. Now we do want the curved spline tool on here so that we can get something nice and curvilinear for our design. When we do want to go straight, hold down the Shift key, and we go down a little ways, and do want to go straight here. Use the straight button again. You'll be toggling a lot between those two, and you'll find that at some point it'll just become second nature to do the toggling. Once we get there, of course, we want to go back to curved and start bringing our shape around like this. And we can edit some of those points. We want to curve those, and if there's anything here that we really don't like the shape of, we can again alter it a bit. And take a look in perspective. So this is how our grill island will look. Of course, we can change the height of. This is an interesting tool here too. You can change the height of any particular point. Now let me show you why that's helpful. For example, let's say you wanted to build a backsplash on your grill island. Let's first bring this whole grill island up in height a bit to normal height. Now let's just close the coping here before we build our next backsplash wall unit. Just close that up with this toggle here. Once you have it sufficiently closed up everywhere, then you're ready to build your next wall right on top of this wall. Go to plan view, it's probably the easiest, and take retaining wall and build from this spot over to this spot, and we'll right click that, go to perspective. You don't see anything because we're not at the right elevation, so we'll just bring that right up like so. And that's what it looks like at the back. And we've got our accent in there. We can change our accent row, the offset a bit to make it more interesting if we want. We can also, if we go to edit points, this is very cool. I would insert some points right about here, and one here, and one here. Then you can take a particular point and start raising it in the height like so. Isn't that cool? You can do that. You can continue to raise the others up too, and just to make it all equilateral. Now you have a rounded backsplash. Very cool. Now when you're ready to, you can add a grill island in here, and where you do that is you go to Landscape, Accessories, and if we go to the outdoor kitchens, there are some just standalone units that you can just put right in. You have to rotate it to the right orientation, and then once you've got that in, you've got your grill island nicely positioned. You're ready to put in some grill island doors too. You can do that out of the same menu. If you go to Accessories again, there should be some doors available. There's some sinks available, and here's some doors we can put in, and they also need to be rotated, and we can place those right in, right underneath the grill. Now you can also change the size of them if you need to, and you can change the height, the elevation, just by positioning the elevation tool. You'll be using the elevation tool a lot in this software. And we'll zoom out, have a little look at our island. Another cool thing you can do is you can, with an island like this, if you go back to our accessories, and if we go to furniture, there is, I believe, an umbrella section. You can add an umbrella to your grill island. And there's so much you can do with the software, it's actually unbelievable. Okay, let's build ourselves a reflecting pool. We'll get rid of our island here, our island example. And so we'll go to plan view to do that. And we will select, we'll go over to water features, pond, and we'll build a pond. Just a simple freeform pond, and as you can see, it comes with a bunch of rocks around the border, but you can also eliminate that border like that. And if you wanted to change the border, you could change the different rocks based on, whatever local area rock is. My preference is to leave the border off and then create a small patio around it. Now with the pond, you'll notice that you can also change the depth of the pond with this tool right here. You can change the taper of the inside walls, and you can change the water level in here as well. There's a little toggle here for improved water quality. I like that because it shows you better reflections and so on, especially when it comes time to render video. At this time, you're ready to add some other aspects to this pond, like boulders and a waterfall. If we go over to landscape and we click on rock, we have lots of rocks that we can use in the construction of the perimeter of this pond. Now we can adjust the size of each of the rocks. We can copy and paste rocks. We can melt rocks together. We can rotate them as well as required for around the pond. We can change their elevation. We can sink them down, make them look a little more realistic. And then if we go over to water features, we click on waterfalls, we'll open this up, we look under waterfalls. We have a number of rock versions that we have here that you can use. I tend to go for the smoother ones, but that could be a matter of choice. So if I click on one of these, I can put it on top of just by changing the elevation of the rock. Now the water will spill off of this rock right into the pond. So now let's just add a few more landscape rocks here of different shapes. Keep it looking interesting. Bury them into the pond a bit is always nice. Increase the size a bit, reposition. And the other thing that we can do with water features, we can do interesting things like jumping jets, which you could also use over by the swimming pool. And we could also use, we can build a stream that goes into this pond, and that you can also remove the rock border for that as well. You can raise this so that the water falls into the pond, and there's so many options that you have. Now let's just eliminate that little river there, and if we want to put in a little bit of a patio area around this, or a sort of flagstone, we can do that by going over to our building. We'll choose patio area again. We'll go into plan view and we'll start drawing here with our rounded spline tool, and we'll follow along the perimeter of the pond here, and perhaps we want to go over to here and follow our kitchen here. We can do that. We can make our fine-tuning later. We definitely want to change our materials to something that's maybe a little bit more natural looking. We'll go for the trevia in here, and we'll take a look in perspective how that all looks. Now we have, if it doesn't appear here like this, it's simply that your elevation needs to be raised a bit and to adjust around that pond. And there you have the pond feature in place. In certain situations where you can't build a raised patio with seat walls or retaining walls, you may have to resort to building a wooden deck. The deck tool is quite handy in this software. I recommend that you work off the plan view to start off with. So let's build a deck on the back or sort of side of the house here. We'll click our deck tool under the building tab, and we'll use our magnetic tool now, and we'll start building it over this slope, and then you'll be able to see how it deals with the slope. And we'll add a nice 45 in here, and bang, our deck is in place. Go to perspective view. You notice it automatically puts a railing in, and of course it has a railing up by the house. So in order to remove that, you just use your toggle railing tool, go over to the railing, and the railing's gone. So now the next thing that you're going to need off of this deck is some stairs. You click on the deck stairs tool, and notice that little band there. If you click on it anywhere, it automatically builds a set of stairs for you. Now you can increase the width of the stairs with the width tool. So if we change that to 4 feet or 5 feet, I'm going to change it over to 5 feet here, widens that up. Now even on a 45, it'll build a beautiful cascading stair. So, and as you can see, it has dealt with the grade here, and so in some cases that might be very useful. Now you can go in to the options of the decking and go in and change all your materials to any of the other types of shades and colors. You do also have some other options with the decking. You can change the framing here, railing posts, the top railing, the bottom railing, the balusters, the fascia, the skirting. There's so much adjustment ability in the software that you can cover off pretty much anything.